Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Domestic Boyfriends podcast. My name is Dean, and always with me is my co-host Vincent.
Hello, everybody.
Oh God, you're loud. Um, so it's been a minute. We had a little break. But today we have a very special episode. It's our 15th episode. We want to make a tiny little celebratory episode. We're going to be backtracking and talking about the topic of our first episode, Green Lantern. We're going to be accumulating our thoughts and building the ideal Green Lantern movie for us. And maybe one day we can pitch it to DC and they can greenlight it because they're taking out everything. They need something to fill in all the gaps. But before we do that, we have some news. So, Vincent, if you want to start us out, we'll go off of yours, and I'll come in every once in a while.
You bet your sweet bippy I do. Alrighty. Starting us off, CD Projekt Red has come out and not given us names per se. They did give us some code names for them, but have come out and said that they are currently working on 3 new games in the Witcher universe, as well as a new Cyberpunk game, as well as a new IP. Pretty exciting. I've started, now that I have a computer that can play Cyberpunk, and also like in semi preparation for the anime that I still haven't seen. I've only heard amazing things about. I've started playing Cyberpunk again, and I've had a good time.
I just hope that they can make good games on launch. That's all. That's all I request.
Yeah, it'll be nice. A good thing to remember for people who like have given up on Project Red and like gave up after Cyberpunk and stuff, but like came from loving The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 only got like its big acclaims and saying, "Oh my god, this game's amazing," like until like a ways after its release.
It was like 2 or 3 years after.
Yeah, like release. Sure, like the official release, it was fantastic. It was, I mean, it's still The Witcher 3, so like fantastic game, 100%. The game was, albeit like not as buggy as Cyberpunk, but it was still extremely buggy.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red does not have a good track record of having properly performing games. Yeah, on release.
But they have had an amazing track record so far with updating the games, not giving up on them, putting more content into it, and then them just becoming just amazing video games over time. I'm not saying Cyberpunk is as good as Witcher 3, because at this point I still don't think it is. I'm still not entirely gripped on the whole story for Cyberpunk, and I was hooked almost immediately for Witcher. But like, it's still fun, and that's all a game has to be at the end of the day, for me at least.
Yeah, very much agree.
Keeping with the video game news, we are just a couple of days away now, until we get to see the first trailer and hear Chris Pratt's Mario. Mario's trailer will be shown off at the San Diego Comic-Con on October 6th.
Yep,
and I am horrified.
Yeah, it's being featured on a Nintendo Direct that will be showed at Comic-Con. I thought this was gonna be live action.
Oh God, no. Although honestly, that would have been really funny. I would have loved to see whatever costume they could have put Jack Black in to play Master.
I can just only imagine the costume they would have tried to do for Seth Rogen.
Oh my God, I honestly want them to make a live action one just so that Bowser can use the saxophone or the whatever it is that he uses. I can't remember.
The sonophone or whatever.
The saxaboom.
Saxaboom.
It's called the saxaboom. League of Legends has also been in the news. I don't know if you heard about this, but a league match at Worlds between Evil Geniuses and Loud was briefly delayed
Interesting.
because of a breach in their like clothing code of conduct. Do you know what this was?
No. What is it?
It was because Evil Genius's mid laner was wearing Crocs, and that's not okay.
Oh.
We can't have our players wearing Crocs and being comfortable.
Oh. That's sad.
I know maybe it's just an issue with like not having closed-toed shoes, and Crocs technically have openings. Although like they're not moving heavy machinery, they're playing on mouse and keyboard, and like let the person wear like some nice pediatric footwear. I've been wearing my Crocs a lot lately, and it's been nice.
An interesting reason to stop a game.
Yeah. I am out of video game stuff. Do you have any video game stuff to add in?
No. Actually, this is something personal for me and you. Did you see the new collab that Cookie Run's doing?
Oh, BTS!
Yeah.
It's the BTS collab. Dean and I are really big Cookie Run fans. Me especially. So I love my Cookie Run. I'm so sad that I didn't get my Stitch cookie for the Disney collab. Please bring it back.
I have one.
No, I chose to spend my extra currency on getting Aladdin because I already had Jasmine and Magic Carpet.
Wow.
And I just wanted. Oh wait, I don't have Magic Carpet. Did I have Magic Carpet? I don't know. But I did that, and then my next temple I got Aladdin, so I got a duplicate. And I have Lilo and her stage, but no Stitch.
I ended up getting like a few people. I ended up getting like Snow White and everything for hers. Ended up getting. Great. I think I got Belle and Beast, and I got their stage.
Such a cute game.
Yeah. I thought it was funny how you have to like reserve a ticket for the BTS collab, like in preparation.
Oh my god. Well, that's a giveaway for a ticket, I believe.
No, you download it.
No. Oh,
like
I see.
Yeah, you have to download it for like when the collab comes in. You can like use it to like redeem stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the big sign. If you've not done that, also shout out to our Cookie Run people. If you haven't reserved your ticket yet, make sure to do so, because now that you've specified that, because I didn't realize that's what it was. That's how you can get like over 10,000 crystals. I forget what they're actually at right now, but they've had like milestones for these reservations.
Yeah,
and
still have a few days.
Get a lot of stuff for it. Yeah, you still got a couple days to do it. So
I just came back after I left like I want to say like 3/4 through the Disney collab. So like I still haven't done most of the Black Pearl stuff that's happening.
Oh my god.
But
today's episode is not going to be about Cookie Run, but god, I wish I had Black Pearl, dude. She's broken in Arena.
I have 14k gems sitting because I don't know if I want to do pulls.
Oh, I've got 60.
Okay.
My clan just hit master. Let's go! Shout out to the Snuffy Collab.
Oh, good for you. I'm in Hollyberry, so can't do anything.
Get destroyed.
I'm waiting for them to do like fucking Genshin. I can just switch servers.
Oh my god.
Better. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. Everything else I have is like not video game related. So I guess I have something that's personal to both me and you that I'm saving for last, but I guess I'll start us off with like all the like shows and movies that we're gonna be seeing. I'll do just small stuff to big stuff first.
Yeah.
This Friday, 10/7, October 7th, Werewolf by Night, a small miniseries broadcasting on Disney Plus is going to start. In the midst of the Halloweening that's happening and the hocus pocusing, Marvel is releasing a pretty, I want to say like Werewolf by Night is like to OG Marvel fans is pretty known, like name is well known, like very associated with Moon Knight, a character I thought was going to appear in the show, but seemingly just something for Halloween.
Oh,
Yeah. On 10/11, Chainsaw Man is going to be released. If anybody's excited for that, I am a Chainsaw Man reader. So for anybody who is not a reader and you are anticipating this anime, you are right to do so because it is pretty wild. It is a wild ride. Are you going to be watching it?
yes.
Yeah.
It has been my must watch for like the longest time.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Season 4 of Bungo Stray Dogs. They just had a key visual revealed. It's supposed to be coming in January 2023. A show that I dropped off of, but I really liked the first season of. You brought up the Nintendo Direct, which,
I didn't even know that it was a direct.
yeah, it's going
Like
to be.
it's a full direct.
Yeah, I believe so.
Huh.
It'll be at the con, but Nintendo themselves have released a tweet and a statement saying that it'll be a Nintendo Direct on that day. So kind of similar
That's
how
really
like
cool.
it's like how E3 is, you know what I mean? Like E3 technically they just have a direct lined up, and then like
Yeah.
the next day like Treehouse, but um, kind of a really cool thing. Studio Period for Naruto's 20th anniversary remade some of the most iconic scenes with up to date animation, and it looks amazing. I don't know
Is
if you've
that
been
what
able
that
to
was? Oh my god, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I think it's like an 11-minute video, and it's just like iconic scenes redone. So like the final fight, or like parts of the final fight, the first Valley fight, Madara showing up. It's pretty cool. It's getting people enticed for Period to just do an entire Naruto like remake, because like once you get to a certain point, like the anime like looks good. So like redoing like some of it would be really cool. It's kind of like how for One Piece they've been doing that as well. Toei is like has like made their animation studios like redo some early events in One Piece in like in the current art style.
Oh.
So yeah, nice, nice visually appealing things. And it was for Naruto's 20th anniversary, so it was just a nice thing. Something I'm excited about: 10/10, Hulu and Disney Plus original series, Bleach: The Thousand Year
God.
Blood War arc will be streaming Hulu for the U.S., Disney Plus internationally on 10/10. I'm excited. That Monday gonna be busy for me, but I'm definitely gonna be watching the first episode. The first 1 minute reveal of the first. I think it's the first minute of the episode's already out on YouTube for people to watch. I haven't watched it. I don't want to spoil myself or anything. I know I read it. I've read Bleach. I just don't want to spoil how good the animation is because the trailer looked really good. Yeah, super excited about it. Kind of weird that it's on Disney Plus, but like Crunchyroll wanted to get Chainsaw Man so badly. I guess they just ran out of money. Next, these are some big things for us. I don't know, which one do you want to talk about more? The funny guys or like the actual stuff?
Well, I have something that I don't think you're gonna have. So
Alright,
I'm gonna
go
say
ahead.
this first, and then let's move into the bigger guys and see if I have anything left over.
All right.
Because I only think I have one thing for big guys. Andor has come out now.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple episodes out,
Womp womp.
and I haven't watched any of it yet, but I've heard amazing reviews so far. I'm pleasantly surprised to hear that. Because I did not have that much hope for the series. I not saying it was going to be bad, but like I just wasn't interested.
I mean, they did production order and or after the Obi-Wan series.
I know. If
And it's-
Andor had happened before Obi-Wan, I would have been a lot more excited for
Yeah,
it.
because it's. I mean, I don't know. Off of Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been something to tide over, but like Obi-Wan just leaves like so much wanted. So
But there was a pretty cool thing for lore that happened that people are kind of like just shocked by, and it's a similar thing to the like reference to the Legends continuity that happened in Episode 9, where one of the like New Order's armies or something was named after Darth Revan. I believe it was named after Darth Revan. Not prominently, but in the background, on an armor stand in one of the scenes of the latest episode,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Star Killer Sith armor was there, which is sick. I am a huge Star Wars Unleashed fan. I routinely try to go back and play through those games like once every like 1 or 2 years. I just seeing it there really honestly makes me just kind of want to watch the series.
Yeah, that's really interesting. All these nods to like things that are technically not canon, but like I feel like they still want to entice people with different things.
Yeah. Man, I want to be excited for Star Wars because there's so many cool things happening for Star Wars right now. But man, I'm kind of Star Wars'd out.
I don't know, man. If they were just like Legends is canon, I'd be like, all right. Well,
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, I'm excited, but like, give me stuff.
I'm excited for the next bit of anime Star Wars. I really like the anime Star Wars Visions. I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah, that's very exciting, especially since like I think they're changing up studios. Like a couple are returning, but
Yes, but there's definitely going to be new featured studios. I hope the animation studio that did the like Astro Boy inspired robot story
with V1,
yeah, I really hope they come back because their animation style is eye candy for me. I loved watching every second of that.
With the announcement that like they're gonna be doing more things with like they had told it's in topic but it's kind of off topic with Marvel's like what if they're like spinning out like the Marvel zombie stuff like more. I kind of want. I think you know what I'm talking about. I kind of want them in Visions to do. I forget the name of it. You know, like the Sith virus in the Legends book.
Oh,
yeah, I think that'd be cool.
That'd be very cool. I want them to do a Visions thing about the mother.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Anyways, Armor Wars.
Oh yeah,
which was going to be a Disney Plus series,
is now
has
a movie.
now graduated and is going to be a feature-length film,
which is so interesting because that means that that means that he's going to be the star of his first film. I don't think a lot of, not even, I mean, yet to be like the new Captain America movie to be released. We know it's happening, but Armor Wars is slated for the beginning of next year, right? Sometime soon? Yeah.
It's going to be like one of the first movies that's going to come out that year for Marvel. It's so cool and amazing for Don Cheadle. I can't even like begin to imagine how happy he is that is the case.
He's going to be the lead in his first Marvel movie by himself. It's
so cool.
That's great.
And before Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Exciting. I know I talked a lot about like what I think will happen with Armor Wars in the last episode, but with stuff that we have recently seen with the trailer, I definitely am more excited.
If you want to kick us off for the big ones, because I only have one thing left and it's big.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll do. Yeah, we'll do this one first. It's understandable. The Wakanda Forever trailer was released. Some people were
Yes.
questioning whether we were actually going to get this with it being so close. This is the first. I don't know if this is the closest official trailer we've gotten, like to the movie
The
date.
release?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
freaking crazy. It looks amazing. I'm so fucking excited for Namor. Namor is like the most underrated and like one of my favorite like characters. He
He
doesn't.
has wings on his ankles. What's
Namor
going on?
Namor does nothing but be Namor does nothing but be an asshole and an arrogant prick in the comics, and I love him for it. He's Aquaman with anger issues that can fly, and I love it.
I didn't realize he could fly.
It is his mutant ability. Which
He's a mutant.
yeah, if
It's
they're
the second official mutant.
technically since he was born before
Outside the
America,
alternate universe.
technically born before America can still be. He was retconned in the comics to be the first official mutant, but yeah, I am so excited about him. They're mixing in this like Aztec lore with him, which like a bunch of people are butthurt about, but I'm just like, he's a fish man. It doesn't matter.
That's
Kind of like the whole Little Mermaid situation, but we're not going to get into that. They're made up people. Like you can change them how you want. I think it gives him a lot more flavor. I love like his design. They call him Kukulkan, Khan, and in Aztec, in excuse me if I'm wrong, in Mayan and Aztec mythology, their belief is that Kukulkan Khan is the destroyer of worlds. So the idea that Namor has that much power behind him in the lore in the MCU is fucking crazy. Super excited. We get to see some Ironheart in this. We see a little bit more of her suit. It's huge. Not even the prototype suit that we saw scans of, like her actual full suit. Very, of course, Iron Man esque, but with her own flair. We see a lot of shots with members of the royal family. We see something that we saw from the trailer, which was like a portrait of T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman on the side of a building. Seems like I guarantee you, like the first 5 or 10 minutes is just gonna be like his funeral and mourning. I'm interested to see the side that Namor has. There's a scene with him and Angela Bassett where like he's crying or showing a moment of weakness, which is interesting to do to somebody you're about to go to war with. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Black Panther is one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. I'm so excited for the sequel. I'm so interested to see how they handle T'Challa's death in it. I'm so excited to see weird fish man with ankle wings.
It's awesome.
I yeah. No, I'm just pumped.
I have a theory. At the end, we
Yeah.
see that Black Panther is obviously a woman, pops out of the
Yes.
ship. I don't think it's Shuri. I think it's, I think, I think it's Lupita Nyong'o's character, Nyong'o. I forget her character's name. It's not Okoye. I feel like I'm mixing people up. Um, what is
Oh
her
my god.
character's name? It's
Nakia?
Nakia. Yeah, I think it's her. I feel like Shuri's pretty obvious, but like with the scenes that we've been seeing in the trailer and
That would be
promotional
cool.
material, I feel like they're
And
trying to throw us off.
yeah, no. That would be really cool. I'd love to see. I'd love to see any of them as
Yeah,
Black Panther. I'd also be like, albeit like it would be really weird to have it be somebody we haven't met before. Um Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? No, I wouldn't like that at all. I wanted to be one of those things.
yeah. It's interesting. They actually just okay. I really love this, but it wasn't recently, but it's kind of like decently recent within like comics history. It's relevant. In Black Panther comics, they just introduced this like branched off Wakandan tribe that left Wakanda because like the original like what modern Wakanda is very technology driven, right?
Mhm.
They are more tribal in the way that they use vibranium. They use vibranium as like ways not just to like they don't use like modern technology like other people in Wakanda do. This tribe uses vibranium and breaks it down and creates tattoos out of them, like material to make tattoos, and embeds the vibranium into their body. And while doing that, it enhances their body's physical, mental, and like spiritual state. And like, there's a young Wakandan boy from this tribe who like he like protects the queen from something, and like his powers like he has like these innate powers because like he has this vibranium enhanced body, right?
Yeah.
And like it's not like he doesn't have it's like he has the powers of the Black Panther, but like they're just innate. And I think it's super cool because I'm all for like tribal. Like my favorite part about Black Panther is the fact that it mixes the two parts of like the world that like I really love, and it's like modern technology and like naturalistic traditional like tribalism. And like they show it off really well in the first movie. Like I think it does like a really good job of like showing the balance between the two. But in the comic books, like they take it even further with introducing this other tribe that pretty much say like no to modern technology and like taking vibranium and making it something completely different, but using the same things that like using it for the same things. Like they use it to like reinforce their clothing. They use it to like reinforce their bodies. They use it in their meals. Like I think that's really interesting. But yeah, that's what kind of favorite trailer. Really really interesting. I just had a Microsoft Edge ad which pop up and mess up the audio. Uh, anyway, do you want to take a lead on the next one? I think you know what it is.
I'm sorry, everyone. Like 2 episodes ago, I gave you potential leaks, or 3 episodes ago, I gave you potential leaks that said we would get Deadpool sometime next year. That was very wrong. It's actually coming out September 6th, 2024, and Hugh Jackman is back to play Wolverine. We're actually going to see both of them together on screen for it. I'm so I cried. I'm gonna be real with all of you. I love Deadpool so much, and I cried when I saw that Hugh Jackman was gonna be Wolverine.
I have a theory.
They did it in such a nonchalant way too. Like we didn't even see his face. We saw his legs just going up the stairs. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll play.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
It hasn't been greenlit yet, and this is their attempt to get it greenlit. Because Disney, I have a feeling that it hasn't been greenlit. We've obviously it was back in like 2019 or 2018. Ryan Reynolds actually like tweeted out pictures of him at Marvel Studios. Like he was there doing stuff for Deadpool 3, right?
Yeah.
I saw this TikTok and this guy said it, and it's just been stuck in my head just because we haven't seen like any official trailer. We haven't seen anything talked about it. I think this is Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's like trying to get they're gaslighting Marvel so they can get their project greenlit, because Marvel won't, just like with the first Deadpool movie, the leak was what made the movie happen. If they just get people to hype Disney up enough, they'll create a budget plan for it.
Dude, honestly, if that's real, then please, Disney, just go through with it. This will make you money. Everyone wants this. I don't think there's a single Deadpool fan alive or Wolverine fan alive at this point, or even just general Marvel fan alive that doesn't want to see Deadpool in the MCU, and would especially have issue with Hugh Jackman coming back to be Wolverine again, to see these two interact with each other on screen.
And I think the funnier thing is if it does get gaslit, if it does get greenlit, then that means that they will, like, an X-Men member will premiere before the show or before the movie.
Yes.
It could be a different timeline. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it, but that's my theory, and I feel like it'd be hilarious if that was true.
I also, albeit like I doubt that he would be there now that we know that this is going to be our dynamic duo, but like if they can work it in somehow as like a brief stint or have them work together at some point in the future. There's only one pair for Deadpool interacting with another male character. At least if they can make him be, I guess they did okay with him and Domino. I'm just worried like how they're gonna make Deadpool's character, because like him with women hasn't been the best. I really want to see him interact with Charlie Cox's Daredevil, because him and Daredevil are just as funny, even more so at times. There's this great bit from the comics where Deadpool and Daredevil work with each other, and Daredevil's like, okay, not lethal, and Deadpool's like, all right. And then in his head, he's like, lethal all the way, and starts shooting people. And he's like, I can hear their hearts not beating.
Yes. Yeah. No. I'm interested to see where this goes. But yeah, Deadpool 3. What else did you have? What was your last thing?
That was it.
That was it? Okay,
Yep.
I have something for you. I saved this just for you. We have.
Oh, no.
We have. Oh God! I knocked my microphone. This might be a rumor. I think this was a leak for 2023. Lego is releasing a buildable Bionicle Tahu set. Tahu is the Fire Matanui from the Bionicles universe.
Oh my god, please!
For those who don't know.
Oh, my 10-year-old heart is screaming.
For those who don't know, Bionicles is Lego's like weird attempt at making more posable figures, and it ended up making like this weird like early 2000s movie trilogy. And it's so weird. Like some of them feel like fever dreams, but like Bionicles were real, and like honestly, like as an adult, I think I prefer them over Legos. But this is this isn't like an entire thing. It literally, for 2023, it's slated, there's a buildable Tahu set. They didn't explain which one, because there are multiple versions of him. It's just stated that he is slated for 2023. A Bionicle figure. That's crazy.
That's so cool. That's so unbelievably cool.
Quick
I'm so
little-
happy. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Oh, it's Vincent's time to be happy.
Anyway, moving on from all of our news, I think that's everything that we had. I don't think there's anything else. Quick brainstorm. I think that's everything. Yes, for now. Until we think of other things. Anyway, episode topic time.
Oh yes.
Our ideal Green Lantern movie. Now, I want to preface this. This isn't like what we. This is just like what we would like to see out of a Green Lantern movie and how we would want it to be structured. Not necessarily like DC would have it this way. Just like as Green Lantern fans ourselves, how we would want one, like shown a normal production, not just like our own like fan made thing, like how we would want it, and like a decently well received Green Lantern movie, and how we would structure it. So, with that being said, I, I might be a little controversial. I don't think having okay. I don't think the first one was bad. I think it was a good start. There were just bad things about it. We talked about this in the first episode. The Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds from 2011. Was it 2011?
Yes.
From 2011. It's not terrible. It just has bad things in it. Like I'm pretty sure we can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Hal Jordan isn't a terrible pick, but I don't think I want Ryan Reynolds as him. I feel like he can do Hal Jordan. I just think Hal Jordan has some qualities I don't want to relate back to Ryan Reynolds. That being said, I think I think an origin story is mandatory for Green Lantern. Do you agree?
I agree.
As the first movie.
Completely. It's at this point, I'm actually it's not even really synonymous with like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. How many times do we have to see Ben Parker die? Because like Hal Jordan, like honestly, really doesn't have that interesting of a backstory. I'm gonna be real. Like it's really bland. Alien crash lands, gives him a gift of magical power as his like dying wish, and then he's forced to fight something that he was. It's just sort of standard.
Yeah, I think out of all of the Green Lanterns, well, out of all of them, like he's the first, so he doesn't have like the most interesting. Like Guy's a backup, John's a backup, but like they're usually made as backups because Hal isn't there. Kyle, I feel like Kyle's not the first person that you put in one of these movies because Kyle's origin story is always the best. Like savior of the Green Lantern Corps, person who saves it, restores it, the last hope of the Emerald Knights. Like, I think if we did it, maybe I'd say maybe definitely not make it Guy Gardner. I'm not saying I don't like Guy. It's just he's Guy. I think it'd be okay with Hal or John, honestly. Or I think using someone like Jessica Cruz, or oh my gosh, his name is escaping me. I feel so bad.
Sodom?
No. 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 Oh gosh, I look up Green Lantern. It's just the freaking 2011 movie. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Simon Baz. I think either any of those four would be good. Jessica Cruz. I don't know if you know Jessica Cruz's story. She's like she's a New 52 character.
I do not know Jessica.
Okay, so Jessica's origin is that she obtained during the New 52. There was a thing called, I think it was like the Trinity War or whatever. It was when Earth 3, which is like the home of the crime syndicate, invaded Prime Earth. They ended up like beating up Nightwing, revealing his identity, like taking over all of the villains' organizations, and pretty much like almost dominating Earth, right?
Yeah.
Then, so there was, of course, the crime syndicate, evil versions of the Justice League. The one that's relevant to Jessica is Power Ring, who is the evil version of Hal Jordan, who wields the Ring of Volthoom. Volthoom being like the originator or like the first person to tap into the emotional spectrum as like a being or something like that. I don't remember. But his ring feeds on fear. feeds on fear and makes people like grow their fear. Kind of like a yellow ring, but is green. So Jessica Cruz, who has been through a lot of trauma in her life, eventually the Ring of Volthoom attracts to her, using her trauma and fear and everything like that, and like makes her into the new Power Ring. She doesn't become evil. The League finds her, and she kind of like pseudo becomes like this member of the Green Lantern Corps to like overcome her fear. Sometime later, she becomes an actual Green Lantern after they remove and I think destroy the Ring of Volthoom, and she uses her powers of her like overcoming fear to be a better Green Lantern, right? To circle around all this, at the same time, Simon Baz became another Green Lantern, so they were like buddy cop duo. Which Simon Baz was a cop, but I'll get to him. They're like the duo on Earth, which they eventually left Earth and like they started doing like other sector things. To bring it all around, Jessica Cruz is actually currently a Yellow Lantern, because something happened in the story and people lost their rings, but she eventually gained a yellow one. But similar to how Sinestro wields his fear as a weapon, she wields her fear as a tool. So instead of using her fear as like something that like she that cripples her, she now uses her experience with fear, and the fear of her past as like her power source. So like going from someone who didn't know how to use the power ring because it brought out the worst of her fears to a yellow lantern that actually uses her fears as her weapon is pretty interesting. It's like a big circle thing. You know what I mean? Like it comes full circle.
Yeah.
I think should be cool. Simon Baz, I don't know too much about him. I think he was a cop before. He's the only Green Lantern that still uses a gun. Like he keeps the gun with him because like when he initially became a Green Lantern, he wasn't very good at it. So instead of relying on the ring, he just had a pistol with him. Yeah, I don't know. Who do you think should be the main character? Or at least our lead Green Lantern.
Who I think it should be?
Yeah.
I think Hal would still be a good pick.
Okay.
Honestly, in my ideal one, and after like thinking about it for a while and like writing it up, I realized that I just sort of started writing the story of Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. But I think it would be a really fun thing to like either hop dimensions for Hal to like, or like hop through time for Hal to meet the other Green Lanterns that way. And then like just have it be like some kind of like, honestly, no, this could be a perfect introduction for Kyle. Like Kyle's backstory, the best. Honestly, Kyle, he's my favorite. But like have us like meet Kyle and have him fighting some kind of enemy that goes through time. So he has to go back and then hit and help get the help of the other Green Lanterns before him. So like he hits John Stewart, he hits Guy Gardner, he hits Hal Jordan, and they all have to work together to beat their own like respective villains, because the villains also doing the same thing and grabbing their people. Albeit like Guy Gardner and Hal basically have the exact same like main villain with Sinestro. But like I mean, for Guy we can make an exception and grab the head of the leader of the Red Lanterns, you know, because they have beef.
Atrocitus, yeah.
Atrocitus, yeah. And then we might be able to see Kyle do his awesome like Red Lantern, Green Lantern split. Oh,
You just reminded me of a show that did something very similar to this.
oh yes, the Red and the Blue Lantern.
No. They're grabbing past selves, past versions.
Ben 10?
And yeah, maybe.
Ben 10.
Just talk about them every week. Yeah, I mean that could be a cool idea for Kyle. I kind of like while you're talking, I was just like, or we can make this an Alan Scott movie. Have it completely, totally not related.
Oh my god, yes.
Totally unrelated.
Oh, gosh. They can do like the Spider-Man point thing, except they're all pointing their rings at each other.
Interesting.
I'm tired of Hal. I just really don't want it to be Hal.
I mean, we could do. I think like because you didn't watch the recent like animated movie,
No,
the Green Lantern one. It was pretty much like it was Parallax Hal, and then John was the one to defeat him.
I'm okay with that. I honestly give us Parallax Hal.
This is like
Hal.
a first movie. I mean, okay, this doesn't have to be the first movie in a trilogy. I guess it's just like the movie we want to see. Yeah, we can do it like that. I mean, it could just be a Kyle movie. I think the best Green Lantern movie in a trilogy would be the Kyle movie.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So like,
Kyle's so good.
Parallax. I think it'd be cool if like, because like in the movie they they totally like didn't beat around the bush with the whole fact that it was like the yellow entity, and they were just like, yeah, no, he's possessed, but we got to kill him. I think that'd be cool. I actually think like even as like a first movie, that'd be pretty interesting. Like the core, like the idea of like, oh, this is what the core was, and this is what it is now, and this was somebody that was seen as like a hero amongst all of us, and like he became the villain. I think that'd be really cool. I think a Kyle movie would be awesome. Now, would you just want it to be like Hal or Kyle, like the Kyle journey to defeating Parallax Hal Jordan? Or do we make this like a Kyle trilogy? Because I think Kyle beating Hal Jordan, second movie, Kyle being on Earth maybe and tightening around, and then third movie, White Lantern Kyle to finish it off would be pretty cool.
White Lantern Kyle would be very cool. Although, don't forget about Ion Kyle.
I forgot about that. That can be like second movie Kyle.
Kyle's OP.
Honestly, I think that like Kyle
Strong. Last of the Emerald Knights becomes the vessel of Ion, and then becomes the White Lantern.
literal like he became like for a long time. It was just recently that Kyle got dethroned as like a White Lantern, but for a long time Kyle like was a god.
Spoilers.
Just fucking Dr. Manhattan shit.
Dr. Manhattan, the blue guy?
Yeah. Oh my god, fake comic book man here.
No. I read Watchmen.
No, Doomsday Clock. They like
I just-
they folded in the Watchmen into the DC universe. The reason the new 52 happened was because Dr. Manhattan moved shit around.
Oh, that's cool. I keep forgetting that they're a DC.
Yeah, so the idea is that okay, we'll get back to the movie idea in a second. The idea is that the New 52, they retconned the New 52 to happen not because of Flashpoint, but was because Dr. Manhattan was peering into the multiverse, and he was curious on like what happens if he pretty much was just like, what is the butterfly effect, right? And he was like, oh, what happens if I move the lantern of Alan Scott 2 inches away where he can't reach it, right? Because if you know the origin of Alan Scott, he was like on a train accident, and then like he literally touched the Green Lantern and gained his abilities, right? And he was able to like save the train from crashing and stuff. Well, that didn't happen. He just died, like in this new reality. So the idea of it is, if you read Doomsday Clock, which, I'd say it's like a 50-50 read. Like, most of it can just be, like, explained by people. You get this idea of... Because young Superman, right, was a hero built out of ideologies and goals and heroes that preceded him, right?
Yeah.
Justice Society. In the old comics, in the Bronze Age, or the Silver Age, I don't remember which one it is, the Justice Society had Superman on it, right? But canonically, like, post-Crisis, the Justice Society preceded the Justice League, whom they looked up to, right? So the idea of Dr. Manhattan is he wanted to see the butterfly effect of if he just changed this one event and what happened. Well, it was explained to us that Superman had no one to look up to anymore because Alan Scott was the person who started the Justice Society. Now that he was dead, there was no longer a reason for Superman to go out as Superboy in the general public because superheroes weren't as popular and seen in the eye of the like in the public. So he waited longer and became Superman later in life. That's where the new 52 Superman comes from. This had an extreme trickle down effect because that's how that is how the new 52 happened. There wasn't the presence of the Justice Society, there wasn't the presence of the original Green Lantern. There these people were missing from history, right?
Yeah.
In the new 52 there was Earth 2 that was if the Justice Society was the only superhero team that were preceded by the Justice League, the original Trinity. But that's a totally other different thing, right? So Prime Earth, in the New 52, there was no Justice Society. This even in Doomsday Clock showed a trickle down effect even to the Legion of Superheroes, which if you know, it goes Justice Society, Justice League, Legion of Superheroes. The Legion was influenced by the League, is this big future, kind of like multi-planetary organization of superheroes, right? They worship the League as if they are gods, pretty much. They look to them for guidance, and they're time travelers for the most part. Well, a member, Jupiter Girl, Saturn Girl, actually, sorry, pretty well known if you know Justice or Legion of Superhero comics, comes to the past, but she's stuck in a time loop because technically the past that she went into isn't the correct past, and Dr. Manhattan's like keeping her prisoner because she can't go back to her own time and is like ceasing to exist. Anyway, crazy stuff happens. Dr. Manhattan's just like he pretty much states that he can see Dr. Manhattan, you know, from The Watchmen, he can see into the future, right? He can see every possibility, right? So the what happens in the comic that we see in the beginning and what it ends on is the fact that Dr. Manhattan can't see past a certain point in time when he confronts Superman. So the idea is there's two outcomes that Dr. Manhattan sees. One, he doesn't see this because Superman kills him, right? Superman kills Dr. Manhattan. The reason he can't see past this point is because he's dead. The second one is that he resets the universe because of something Superman says, right? In the end, none of that comes to fruition. Dr. Manhattan resets the universe, kind of, puts his powers into a little boy, and dies, kind of, reincarnates. And the multiverse is all canon. Also, other things in DC Comics that happened at the same time that didn't make the storyline canon too, but we're not going to talk about that. We're talking about Green Lantern. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a 20-minute rant. We're never going to get back. Kyle Rayner.
He's so cool. He makes pencils.
My favorite part about Kyle is the fact that he's so imaginative. So like the storyboard artist can just like create mechs because he's so smart. Like,
yes,
he doesn't just make a baseball bat, he literally makes an intricate weapon because of his creative mind. So the movie, I think if it's going to be like the Parallax ish type of story, I don't think the backstory can be rooted into the same way that the original Parallax Emerald Knight event happened with Superboy Prime. So I probably think it might have to do something with the Guardians, like him betraying the Guardians and being possessed by Parallax. I don't think that stuff really matters too much, but I definitely think it'd be interesting to see just like more of Kyle. Like,
yeah,
I want to know Kyle as a person.
Yeah, Kyle's the kind of guy that you would sit down and have a nice drink with. I Who would you want to see as the villain then? I
Besides
mean,
Hal,
your thing would just be Parallax Hell, I guess. I
I mean,
I
okay,
don't like Sinestro.
I think Sinestro would be interesting to have as like this common ally that he has to have because he's the only other person that's like alive and can combat like an enemy of my enemy is my friend type of
Yeah.
situation. I think that'd be interesting and kind of give
That's
insight into the backstory of Hal a little bit without
that's
giving
how I
us an
like
entire movie.
Atrocitus. Because whenever they do that with Atrocitus, he's just an ass the entire time.
So you do like that or you don't
If I
like
weren't
that?
here, you'd be dead.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Yeah, I think I think villain in the end game is Hal. I think it'd be really cool
yeah.
if like we just didn't see him for most of the movie. If we didn't see him for most of the movie and like the final fight was him, you know what I mean? They
Yes.
kind of did the similar thing in the Green Lantern animated movie. Like like it was stated that like Hal died fighting Parallax, but then eventually you see that like it's him.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool if like we didn't see him until like the last fight. Like Sinestro maybe doesn't know of his fate or something akin to that, or he doesn't want to like
Mm.
say it's Hal, or maybe say it's like a friend or someone who was a friend.
Hal did die that day. All that's left is Parallax.
Exactly.
Like the
Who's
Darth Vader situation.
yeah? Who's Kyle's supporting cast? We can't just have it be Kyle. I mean,
Uh it
who's not dead?
uh I think uh oh, what's her name?
Sinestro's daughter.
Is it Alexandra? Alexandra DeWitt? Is that his girlfriend?
Oh,
She has to be dead.
in the fridge.
That's right. She does die in the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, Parallax Hal can be the one that puts her in the fridge.
No.
And then that gives him extra motive to fight him. And then he's like becoming overfilled with rage, and a red lantern suddenly appears on his finger. And then Guy Gardner puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, "Nah, buddy, I've been there. You can't let that happen.
Actually, I'm gonna take this for myself. Thanks.
I'm gonna use this. I still have some things to work through." Oh, Hal.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Oh, or if like, I think it'd be cool if maybe not. I don't know. They've done this before. I think they did this in the Green Lantern, or not the Green Lantern, in the Justice League animated series. That like because like if you remember the original idea is that the Guardians trapped Parallax within the green power battery, and that's the canonical reason why they have like the yellow color weakness and like why fear is like still they're still susceptible to fear, like the yellow imperfection within the Green Lantern rings is because of that. I think it'd be cool if like he just be like he like took over the minds of some of them because like the thing about Kyle's ring is that it's the last one forged from Ganthet's will, like unrelated to the central power battery.
Yes. Um, I really want Kyle to have to like keep going back to Oa to like get intel or get some new like equipment or something to just help him throughout the movie.
So does he need a guy
Uh
in the chair?
yes. And do
Who?
you know who I think his guy in the chair should be?
Who?
Um oh, what the fuck is that? Um guy. He's like He's like made out of like diamond or something. Chase a lot. The
The sentient
the rock
diamond ring.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why him?
Um. Why him? Oh my god! Don't you remember him when he made an appearance in the Green Lantern animated series? They made him hilarious.
Oh, you want to just take him?
I just want to take him from the Green Lantern animated series and put him in because like he's just like, you know, he's just your standard stereotypical trope of a scientist, of a lab nerd. Um and like he's all like close off like, oh, I shouldn't be talking to you, you cause problems. But then he like Kyle will like feign, actually Kyle wouldn't even feign it, he would just be like genuinely interested in what the guy's doing, and then like Guy Gardner will like sneak around and grab the stuff and go.
So is okay. Who are is John in the movie?
I mean, if Kyle and Guy are in the movie, then John has to be, right?
Are they
maybe
both
maybe
alive?
maybe John dies, maybe John's dead.
Okay.
Because
Guys
I
on.
think having Guy for like comedic relief.
I also think it would be cool to like have Guy like having. I think before the final fight, a good runner-up fight would be Red Lantern Guy versus Parallax.
Yes.
Because I think it would be cool if it just established that like Guy has this pent up rage and like I don't think you have like manifests a Red Lantern ring or like one just comes to him as he's fighting. Like I think that'd be great. And then like he still
His
gets
Green
overpowered.
Lantern starts like cracking,
Yeah, I mean
and then a red one smashes over it.
it was shown that after Kyle, like in the comics, after Kyle mastered like each of his respective ring colors, like he could channel because he was so well attuned with each of the colors, he could channel that emotion through his green ring, and it would be like equivalent to having that ring on. Because like he didn't, I don't think he kept the rings. He just mastered all of the emotions and eventually became the White Lantern. So technically, like he didn't have to wear the rings. He could just channel that emotion like through it.
Yeah,
And I think that'd be
I think
cool.
you're right. He's They can do him so well. They can also do him very dirty. He also absolutely 100% has to bring up the fact that he played football for U of M. Like
Yes.
it needs to happen.
20
He
years ago.
has to make like tons of football references, but they have to be like old references that people don't quite get.
Because he's like he's like in his 40s.
Yeah.
As much as they draw him as if he's like still like a varsity football player, he's definitely somewhere in his 40s while Kyle is like a 23-year-old.
Yeah. You're like, ah, I'm hip with the kids. I'll pay my fair share of rent for 400. And
It's
Kyle's
like
like, you only pay four?
it's just like, dude, how long has
God.
it been since you've been to Earth? 1954.
How's Elvis doing?
Whatchamacallit?
We listened to
I think it'd be
One
interest.
Direction.
Do you think all of I don't think all of them would be dead. I think the one misconception about Emerald Knight is that the entire Corps didn't die. It was like Hal killed like a dozen or two. Like he killed like 20 Green Lanterns out of like the 100 plus
Oh.
that were actually on Oa. So
I don't want to like automatically say it, but like we need to have like a guardian death or something
oh no,
big, right?
I think no. This is still like Ganthet goes out and finds.
Finds the blue lantern.
No, I think it's Ganthet. Ganthet still goes out and finds Kyle, and he's just like, "Yo, I'm dying, right?" And he's just like, "We don't got that much time left." He's just like, "You're the Green Lantern." He's just like, "Go to Oa," and like they're kind of like a ragtag resistance regime. Do you want like another Guardian to be alive?
Oh, so he's like the only one that's left?
I mean, that's how Kyle like that was like his conception was the fact that like
Oh,
how
right. He was the
yeah
very last
how
one.
how like killed everybody else. Um,
Yeah. Um,
I mean, we can have like Sage be the one who starts the Blue Lanterns.
nah, Ganthet can be the only one. I mean, Blue Lanterns could like, Sage could have still like helped find the Blue Lanterns. Like Sage could be dead after that happens, you know?
Yeah.
Because at this point, the only like, if we're trying to make this like semi comic like meeting like normal standards, then like Black Lanterns like may or may not have happened at this point. I guess if we're setting up to go there, then White Lanterns and Black Lanterns have to have shown up. But like
Well, technically, Black Lanterns they didn't show up until after.
at the
You
very
know.
least, I don't want to see the Ultraviolets yet.
Oh no, I don't. I don't care for that. Or, do you
Yeah,
mean the
I don't
Violet
even
Lanterns or the Ultraviolets?
the Ultraviolets.
Yeah, I don't care if they
Oh
ever
wait,
show
I
up.
guess wait, the Violet Lanterns. That's just love, right?
No, Violet Lanterns are compassion.
Yeah, but oh, you mean the Indigo tribe?
Oh, Indigo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Violets. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Violet.
like the Indigo tribe. Honestly, Indigo tribe kind of underappreciated. I love
I
them a
mean, the
lot.
Violet. I mean, this could technically be. I mean, since this is like a cut in the middle of like the story, like this
A
isn't like the
color war
beginning.
would be pretty cool
I mean,
to
I
like
def.
have them like have like um maybe not for like the final battle, maybe like parts and bits of his team have to like break off, but like all the colors like uniting together to beat Parallax
Yeah,
Hell.
no, I definitely think like Parallax Howl has definitely like destroyed most of the universe, destroyed most of the cores. Like,
I'd agree with that.
Carol is definitely trying to either one avenge her core or like get Hal back. Atrocitus just wants to kill him. Sinestro just wants to kill him. Larfleeze wants his ring.
Larfleeze wants Parallax.
Larfleeze wants to keep Parallax in a cage.
Yeah.
And then Saint Walker or the Elephant Guy, like they want to bring Hal back. Like I think
No,
it'd be
it's
interesting.
got to be a Razor.
I think it. I think it'd be good if we, the way that this is established, this is the way I wish like a bunch of movies were established, is that there is like this story is not the beginning where the movie starts. We're just a snippet into the entire picture. Like I'd love the idea if we got like I'm not saying like the Spider-Man movies were bad, right? Because it kind of does this, but I think it'd be cool if we just had a movie, like a Spider Man movie or a Batman movie, where we skip the origin, right? And we kind of go off of information that we know because we've seen, like, we're fans and, like, we kind of know their backstory already. Like, if this movie just took place in the middle of, like, what would be Emerald Knight, right?
Hmm.
We know that Hal Jordan, like, we get the implication that Hal Jordan was Carol's lover, was Sinestro's partner before he became a Green Lantern or before he became a Yellow Lantern. Helped Saint Walker with the Blue Lanterns. Was the enemy of Atrocitus, and had a run in with Larfleeze or something like that. Was this hero that was part of the Green Lantern Corps and his betrayal or overtaking or whatever is like a big shock and like a big heartbreak to a lot of people that know him. And it coming down to the fact that Kyle, this new guy who has no past connection to him, has to take him out along with all these people that have these strong connections with him. Like he has to put all of this together himself, right? Everybody else
Yeah.
is in the know-how. He's the one that has to use context clues around, and like I think that'd be cool on like a viewer's perspective. it would be nice and like it's kind of Easter eggy for the people that know, but for the people that don't know, I think it would be really interesting for them to put pieces together too, like with just like small context clues, like maybe a couple flashbacks, like to not just like give Kyle insight, but to also build Hal's backstory without having to have an origin story.
Yeah.
Like showing all of his accomplishments, showing all of his relationships that he had, and then like now, mass murderer, maybe redeemable, but they don't know that.
Parallax Hal's so scary, man.
Yeah, the dude in the comic books before they made the retcon was like, he was in limbo and he was just like, yeah, I'm the only one who can fucking fight Superboy Prime. Let me have him. Like, oh, I guess we're bringing you back to life. Like, super scary, super powerful. I definitely think like it would be interesting. Oh, you know what would be really cool
What?
if like okay, we're missing the Indigo tribe, but what would be really cool, maybe he'd have to like go to the Indigo tribe. Oh, okay, it would be really cool if they, because Abin Sur like founded, he founded the Indigo tribe.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if somehow that was brought into the story and like they had to go to the Indigo tribe to learn something. Like
Yes.
how was exposed to the Indigo tribe. If the final fight was to defeat Parallax, an emotional entity, like that's not easy to do. Either he has to get possessed by Ion, or the other Lantern Corps have to fuel him with their emotions, and he has like a pseudo White Lantern moment,
Oh, yes.
and like kind of showing off the fact that like he could do it.
The res- the respective like members that are there and throwing their energy into him.
Yeah, they're
Into
like,
one of his starting as a mech drawing
yeah,
will becomes a white mech.
he like he puts them into fucking different parts of the mech as like the energy pods, like fucking Megazord.
It's kind of like how like in the Super Broly movie Goku like while transforming into Super Saiyan God he turns into Ultra Instinct Goku.
Yeah, for like a slight second. Yeah, no, I think it'd be cool. Like if it was like a final push type of situation, like a beam clash.
Yeah.
Like Hal, like Parallax, like empowering Hal, and like he's just like it's over, and then like Kyle's just like it's never over, or something motivational, and then like they're all
Throws a football of energy at him.
they like uh they all just like, I think it'd be funny if like Atrocitus just like shoots him in the back with a red lantern energy, and everybody just like, what the fuck, Atrocitus? And then he's just like, no, follow my lead, and they're just like, oh, he's not trying to kill him. But even Kyle is just kind of like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, no, I think that'd be cool. And like even like you can have like the semi-conscious guy like filtering in like his green energy, so like it's not just Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. Uh,
So it went from us having some different ideas about having a Green Lantern movie, and now we're just agreed that all we really want is them just to adapt Emerald Knight.
yeah, we just want a rendition of Emerald Knight and make it a really good Kyle movie, pretty much.
Yeah. I
Our
just
I,
want Kyle.
our ideal movie is just making a Kyle Rayner movie.
Make a Kyle movie.
Yeah, I really can't think of anything else. I mean, the post credit scene could be something like, I don't know.
Kyle eating some sushi and then like a green tentacle gets in his mouth. He looks up, it's just Ion and it dives deep into him.
It would be really cool if, oh, it would be really cool if the post credit scene was like, because Hal would be dead, right?
Yeah.
Hal would be dead. I think it'd be cool if like they never recover his body. Like the White Lantern blast just like shoots him off into space, right? Like far beyond for like whatever Mach speeds the Green Lanterns can go. Like far
Yeah.
beyond that. Next far beyond. If the post credit scene was like a zoom in on Hal's like dead face, and then it's like it's like the end bit of the Black Lantern oath, like just like my by my black hand the dead shall rise, and then like you see like Hal's eyes open and like black veins going into it, and like he's obviously being possessed by Necron.
Hmm.
I think that'd be cool. I think a future where or a timeline where Hal Jordan's just dead is like the best one. For one, because there's way too many Green Lanterns for Earth for it to make sense. Two, I think it'd be better as like a better story thing. I also think it'd be cooler to see him as like a Black Lantern coming back, because not just was he like super powerful Parallax, but like now he's like he was the conduit, or he was like being possessed by one emotional entity, but then now he's the tether for another one. I think that'd be cool. And it's not just because of the fact that like he's a person, but I think it also could like build upon the fact that it's Hal Jordan. Like despite like everything you'd see in the movie, or I guess like it would be in addition to everything you see in the movie. Like this dude just has like an epitaph. Like his epitaph is like the green, like the Emerald Knight, the hero of the Green Lantern Corps. Like I think it'd be interesting, like even if on Earth they knew about his death. You know what I mean? Like as a member of the League, if we'd want to like bring up the Justice League or anything. But like I
Who
think
would you want to be, Kyle? Did you want this to be animated?
while we've been talking about this, I was thinking of it being animated. But if it was live action, I honestly don't know who I'd want cast for it.
I think
There's
I'd want Oscar Isaac for Kyle.
He'd be cool. Yeah. I You don't want young Kyle? Like
He can be pretty young. I guess not with Oscar Isaac, huh?
I mean,
He doesn't look that old.
he's
I guess a
43.
little bit.
Yeah. I'm thinking about someone like I don't know. I'm honestly thinking like someone Tom Holland's age, but like I don't know who.
Tom Hardy, no. Robert Pattinson.
They'd honestly have to have. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I can't unsee him as like brooding man, because Kyle's like fun.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't unsee him as like brooding vampire or brooding orphan.
Likes to brood, that one.
Yeah. Honestly, like Timothy, I'd say like if he
Go,
was
go Team Jacob on it. And then we'll have Robert Pattinson's Batman be in the movie to have like a fun cameo.
I was thinking like maybe like a Timothy Charlemagne, but like he'd have to be fit.
Yeah. I mean, it can happen. You could have it just be Jake Gyllenhaal.
Or like I don't know.
Like, Syria, what are you doing here? He's like, my name's Kyle.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure for live action, but
Animated, it would work out very well.
yeah. Um Not very many animated Kyle voices we have. So um yeah, I think it'd just be a story. It would pretty much just go off Emerald Knight. Like it would be the beginning of it would be very similar to his like origins, like Ganthet coming, dying, giving him his ring, telling him to go to Oa. Like you'd have like the first little bit of like being confused, but like I think like we talked about in the original in the first episode, I think the way that I really like it is the way that they did it in Young Justice. When Tomare dies and his lantern ring goes to somebody else, it's actually a hologram recording of him explaining like what the oath is, how like who they are and everything like that. Like a little startup guide for people who get the lantern ring. I
Mm.
think that'd be cool, but it's just Ganthit's spirit, or Ganthit's like a hologram of Ganthit from the ring, since like it was like nobody's worn the ring before Kyle. And then like he like kind of fucks around in his room or like the city and stuff, and then eventually he just has to go to Oa. Like
Force teleport him.
like it just the ring just like whether he wants to or not just jettisons him like Mach 15 into orbit.
And we can have it like doing that like right before he's like we've like slightly built up a cute relationship between him and um oh, what's her name? I said it earlier.
His girlfriend?
Yeah. Before she gets put in the fridge. Um we can like have him be like, I'm gonna propose, and then like right before he does it, the ring just jettisons him to
Oh, it's like a date. They're
Oa.
going on a
Yeah.
date. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And then like Oa's like a scrap. It's really just like like what's left. Like Diamond Guy. Do
Yeah.
you want the Squirrel Dude to be there?
Oh, Scroll It has to be there, dude.
Brain Tentacle Dude.
I don't really like him.
The guy that's just rocks.
He's cool. Do you
Eyeball
want
Guy.
Kilowog to be alive? Because I kind of want Kilowog to be alive.
I think Kilowog should be insanely wounded.
Yes.
Alive, but
And have
like
Razor like crying by his bedside.
Razor's just ahead.
Oh my
No, I'm
god.
kidding.
Dude, I would cry.
I think it'd be cool. Like, I think there should just be some like whoever's alive is like either they're completely beat to shit or like they're still fighting like on the front lines. Like Guy comes in every once in a while. I think like Guy having like battle scars all over him would be cool. But like Kilowog, I want to say like no, like he lost something. Like he lost a leg, he lost an arm, or something like that. I think it'd be cool if Razor was like blinded or like
Ooh.
something like that. Or oh, actually, I think this would be a really cool situation. Guy can't be there to train him, so he makes Razor train him instead.
Ooh.
Razor being
Yes.
like a pseudo
And then
protege.
since he's a blue lantern, he can help calm and ease the rage of the red.
Oh no, I was just thinking of him being. Actually, no, I was just thinking about Razor being like a Green Lantern, but I forgot that he's never been a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
No, I still think he needs to be a Red Lantern. I just don't know if I want him to be a blue.
He can at least use the training that he got while he was on the planet.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they were with the Blue Lanterns. I think it'd be interesting. Like he just shows him how to use a lantern ring and like tells him that like his emotion is different from his. Like
A fun little nod that they can do to the animated series. I mean, they're already doing it by having him there, but like, um, when they show him charging up using the red lantern battery, he uses the chant that Aya gave him,
yeah, no, that'd
and
be
it
cool.
actually works now.
Um, yeah, and then like that's how he trains, and then I don't know what you would fill in. Maybe they're still trying to find him. I like the idea of like Parallax taking some people and like mind controlling them, like members from all the other cores, like that he didn't kill. So like that's his fighting force. Some type of like
Is it Carol?
no, like other members.
No.
I think it'd be cool if like they're trying to figure out how to beat him or even what he is, right? Because I think it'd be interesting if they figured like they don't know that it's Hal until the end, like
Yep.
everybody. They just think it's like Parallax, this like extremely strong thing, and if oh they go to the Indigo tribe to figure out like what the emotional entities are, because like I feel like the first people they would ask are like the Guardians, but they're dead. So
Mm.
yeah, something like that.
And then Sinestro can be like, well, my old master Abin Sur.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want him to like When
You
would he
did
show up?
research.
When would he show up?
I like the idea that like while Kyle's getting like the initial like startup thing with Ganthet, that like Sinestro will just like hack in and pop in and be like, "We don't have time for this. Just get to the planet now," and just like is there from the get go.
Oh,
Show up, be
actually,
like,
I think
"Oh,
it.
there's yellow lanterns too," and it's Sinestro be like, "Look, I don't like this as much as you do."
I think this would be. I think actually a really good idea would be him. He would be messing around on Earth, and then
Hmm.
because I mean we could have it where like Sinestro's like a known criminal on Earth. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
like and like him just showing up on Earth to be like, "Yo, you have to go. We need you. You're needed on Oa." And then he's just like, "Who are you?" And then he's like, he fights him, and then Sinestro's just like, "All right, kid, come on."
yeah. Enough, enough messing around,
Yeah, it'd be. I
and
mean, it
then
would.
he'll like sneer and say, "Poozer."
And then like it would be interesting because like they'd arrive there, they'd see Razor, they'd see the other Green Lanterns, they'd see Sinestro, and they'd be like, "Oh, what is this? A Crayola factory?" Blah blah blah. Blah. And then I think that would be they would go from there. They would go to the Indigo Tribe. They'd learn about what it is, and then maybe go recruit some other people. Maybe go to Carol, have them have them try and join
How did they meet
forces.
Larfleeze? Larfleeze is such a weird character.
I think they try and recruit Larfleeze.
Sinister's like, I really don't want to do this, but there is one more we can get.
Yeah, and I think once they get Kyle trained up and everything like that, it would be like, all right, we need to recruit other people, and they're just like, oh, or after they go to the Indigo tribe, they like go back to base and they're just like, all right, we need to recruit the other we need to recruit the other cores, and then they're just like,
Wait, no. Since Kyle's an artist, he can like they're like they get back. Sinister's like, all right, we finally have everyone. And Kyle's like, wait a minute, aren't we? And Sinister's like, no. And Kyle's like, but I use Crayolas. I know my colors. Where's orange? He's like, God, why would you say that? Now we have to go talk to him.
he's like, isn't this like the color spectrum? Why are we using a couple?
I would love it if like Sinestro like already knows Larfleeze, has dealt with him before, and is just so like horribly like put out about like even trying to converse with the guy.
I think it'd be cool if like instead of it being like in the animated series where it's Kilowog and Hal, if it was like Agent Orange was someone that they met before the Sinestro Corps was made. Like it was like a
Mm,
Sinestro Hal mission that they had together, and it was like
yes.
a disappearance of Green Lanterns and like missing rings. And the Guardians was just like, okay, we gotta send you out. And then they report back like they found Agent Orange. No, I think that'd be cool because I think the
Yes.
way that I would do it is that after they come back from the Indigo tribe, they'd be like, "All right, we have to recruit everybody," and then guys just like, "All right, I'll go to the Red Lanterns," and then Sinestro's just like, "Okay, I'll come with you. We'll talk to Carol." Blah blah blah. Blah. Carol's like, "All right, I'll join." Like, I don't have them. Like, they have to kind of talk her into it because she's just like, "I don't have that many like Star Sapphires left." Blah blah blah.
My love is gone.
Yeah, like my power isn't as strong. Kyle's like Hal's dead, and it's just like blah blah blah. I'm 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 Space Jesus. Listen to me. I'm Kyle Rayner. And then they're probably like, I think it would be a situation like that. Oh, you know what would be hilarious is if it was like Kyle was just like, all right, we have Violet. He's looking at red. We have green. You're yellow. He's just like blue. And he's just like, uh, the like the blue lanterns are like on their way. They're already allied. Blah blah blah. Blah. And he's just like, well, what about? He's like, I wonder if the. He's just like, well, I guess there can't be an orange core either. And then like, Carol's just like, well, actually, and he's just like, shut up.
No.
Like in the same vein that you would do it. You'd be like, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
No, it's nothing else.
And then Larfleeze is just like, I'll only help if I can keep something. Or he's just like, he looks at Sinestro, he's just like, I want your ring. And then Sinestro's just like, no, you can't have it. And then he's just like, Sinestro, come on.
Come on, Sinestro. It's just a ring. You can get another.
Yeah.
You made the court. It's your court.
Yeah. And then it eventually leads into...
But my ring.
I don't think Atrocitus would listen to Guy. I don't think he'd listen to him, but he would respect him for standing up to him and surviving. And then would just show up to the end fight along with the Indigo tribe, who would be there because they know of what it is. And then, like, big reveal, it's Hal. And he, like... I think it'd be interesting if we got that, like, situation where they're, like, in some media where, like, the big fight is, like, them clashing, and then it's just Parallax picking them off one by one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be cool. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we've created a beautiful movie here.
I think that we have made a masterpiece. DC,
Warner Brothers, hire us.
greenlight this shit.
Yeah, sponsor us.
Yeah.
We'll happily shill for you.
Give me
let
free
us make our movie.
stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to be
we'll
Batman.
do better than the Snyder Cut.
Oh, yeah.
You let
Yeah.
that happen. Why not us?
Yeah, we're like not even 2 hours into this.
Yeah.
Way
Imagine
better
what
than-
happens when we flesh it out. Ooh.
And make it 6 hours long.
Ooh. You can release it as a 3-parter, just like you always wanted.
Yeah. Perfect.
The next Star Wars.
The next Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly.
The next Pokemon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Video games.
Yeah. Ooh. Expensive franchises that make money.
All right.
That was a ride. Thank you guys for listening to that. But if we don't have anything else, I think we're gonna wrap things up.
Yeah,
You good on your end?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm good on my end.
All right. Thank you again for listening this week, guys. Tune in to the next episode where we'll probably be talking about She-Hulk. Talking about the ending of She-Hulk. I think it ends this week or next week. Probably be doing that or another Marvel-related thing. Probably. And then we have some interesting things in store for you guys. Shout out to Ultimate Maverick X for our art. If you want to get in touch with us, you can reach us on Twitter. My Twitter is lying_mask.
I am Vincent Barlow 8.
And you can reach both of us at the Domestic BF Pod handle on Twitter. Just a quick announcement. I don't think I've talked about this, but it's definitely something that's been happening for a while. If you're listening to this on Spotify and streaming podcasting platforms, which is the only way you can listen to this now, we're not doing anything on YouTube right now. The idea is that not uploading the podcast there, but instead going to be used that for maybe some special things later on, some extra content. So stay tuned for that. They definitely will be talked about within the episode if something like that happens. But yeah, to listen to the podcast, you're going to have to use Spotify, Apple Music, apparently not Pandora, but we're not going to talk about that. Or whatever.
We don't want to open that box.
Yeah. Whatever podcasting platform you use. But yeah, guys, tune in next time, and thanks for listening.
Stay beautiful, everyone.